So true. So good. And I'm just amazed too at like and you probably know more about this than I do. Like the younger generation. I mean, I think I'm probably 10 years older than you, but probably 10 years younger than you. It's my son is 21 or 22, and he just said that a lot of his friends are just they're pro-choice, and he likes to talk with them about it. And he said that he thinks that if we can, as a movement, really start, and I feel like you guys are already doing this, really approaching this issue as a social justice issue, that he feels like his generation is so passionate about social justice things. And he's like, really, pro life is, this is a social justice issue. And how can we change the narrative a little bit to help this younger generation want to jump in as well? Have you noticed that too with the younger kids?
Yeah, so I think it's really challenging because our school system, certainly our public school system, and even many private schools, including schools of faith, they don't teach the truth about abortion. If anything, they teach the narrative that feminism and women's empowerment is tied to the right to choose. And so, from the very beginning of someone's education about these issues, whether it's education in the classroom or it's education from media groups or Teen Vogue or from popular Netflix shows, the narrative that's constantly being presented is one that abortion. I mean, without even saying the word abortion, that women have this right to end a pregnancy, and they don't even talk about a life being ended. They don't even acknowledge the child's life. And what's so tragic about that, as I know you're passionate about too, Amy, is they uphold it as as good for women. As somehow women were advanced by Roe v. Wade. Women were advanced by this right, so-called right to choose, and that's completely false. These are human beings that are being killed, that are truly being murdered in the womb. Women have been lied to for decades. We have been presented with a false choice. It gives men and communities the right to opt out of actually caring for pregnant women and young families. And it's done a tremendous, the greatest human rights abuse to date, with 60 million children killed by abortion. So when the truth is presented in a winsome way, instead of this prevailing narrative of choice, the truth about the human dignity of the preborn, the truth about the abortion right, the truth about the abortion procedure, what it does, and the different perspective that this is actually not for women. We don't get advanced by killing our family members. And, pregnancy is something that we deserve support in and help in, but it is totally something bodies are made for. I mean, it's natural, and a child's natural home when they're starting their life is the womb, and we should support these bonds instead of rip them apart. So I think when those messages are presented instead, it's very persuasive, and we see people become pro-life all the time, particularly young people. Most of Live Action's following is young women between the ages of teen years to early 20s, and they are becoming pro-life in droves because they just never had been presented that perspective before. They'd always been presented the narrative of abortion.